Can you believe that this show has been on for 7 seasons? Cool. Thanks for coming with me, folks. I appreciate that. We've been on the air. This is our 7th year. This is officially, it's September, 7th season, episode 1. We had 21. We usually do 21 or 22 episodes in a season time, and we're on episode 1. We hit 21 last year, and we're ready to roll. Thank you all for joining us, staying on board, on the ice, if you will, and being a part of Obey the Puck, an idea that was started by Kelly and I sitting here going, we should do a hockey podcast. Hey, I have a guy we should talk to 2 episodes in, who then immediately became a full-time member like 4 weeks later. And here we have Kelly's been in and out. A few other people have been in and out. And we are all back again. For the last 2 years, we've stayed on, and appreciate you all liking, sharing, subscribing, and listening, and also joining us for the video podcast version. And again, I don't want to undersell it. I really want to thank Zach Fish for joining us on the last episode. It was a really great interview, and he didn't slam me for wearing a Phantoms hat, and I appreciate him for that, because he has every being affiliated with the Hershey Bears every way to slam me. I'm the above average comedian Dan Calachico. With me is Paul Baker, as always. Kelly Levy is also there. I've been biting at the bit. We're all waving. Even Kelly, her camera is not on. I've been biting at the bit to mention this, and I'm so happy because I felt bad last episode. We talked to Zach so long that we just not that sad, Paul. I'm not that sad.
Oh, okay.
Not like we talked to Zach. It was a great interview that we only scratched the surface of the NWHL and their new. Because they, right after we did the episode, they extended a sponsor they already had, but they added Chipwich. And that was what we talked about last time. And since then, and I got real excited because the older folk listening might not know what this is, but the NWHL. Paul,
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is at all.
One of those older folks, you should know because you'll be you're working with one of these teams.
Yes.
So it would be a good idea to get to find out.
Educate me, please.
I will educate you, sir. The NWHL announced a 3-year exclusive broadcasting streaming partner in Twitch, Twitch.tv. Twitch is I want to say the easiest way to say it's a video game streaming site. It's not just a video game streaming site. Shout. Kelly, you know Shout Network, Shout TV, Shout Video. They released the MST3K series, and they buy up rights to movies that nobody's really buying, to restore movies and release them on home video again. And they have a network that airs on Twitch. The Impact Wrestling is on Twitch, which if you listen to a wrestling podcast this week, there's an update on Impact Wrestling. Reboot number 17 in the works. That should have made Kelly laugh. But it's more than just video games now. It is primarily video game streamers. Have you ever heard Fortnite, the word Ninja and Fortnite? That's where he used to stream. But there are networks that have streaming channels on there, and there are sports organizations that have streaming channels on there. And one of those channels is going to be the National Women's Hockey League. 3 years exclusive streaming partnership with Twitch. Now, let me just add that this is not a free deal. Twitch is an official. This is money. This is money involved that goes to the leagues and to the players. It's being split between everybody. And I want to say that is what it's all about, is that money. And I don't mean making money. This is helping this league stay afloat. Kelly, I'll go to you first. I cannot oversell what I have 100 times on this show. This is fun. It's not just a league to sleep on. It's so fun to watch. That Isabel Cup final game was unbelievable, and I couldn't watch the whole thing. Unfortunately, it's my favorite story of watching a hockey game is missed the whole thing because I was working, got home, turned it on, and literally turned it on to watch the face-off and the game-winning goal. I was like, all right. It's not a league to sleep on. I encourage everyone. I'll explain Twitch in a second, but this is a big deal, Kelly. This is not just on YouTube. This is getting to a name that is going to reach more people What do you have to say?
I think it's fantastic. The fact that they're getting money from a network that's going to be shared amongst the players and with the league itself is fantastic. I think it's a smart move for them. Their demographic and pretty clearly the market, the audience they're pushing for is young women and girls who are starting to play the game themselves and starting to develop a love of hockey. And Twitch is a great way to reach that audience because a lot of them are there already, watching their friends stream, playing video games and just all that other stuff is just like YouTube used to be a couple of years ago. I think Twitch is probably the big site for that kind of video content for the youngins. So yeah, I don't see any downsides to this. I think it's fantastic.
Well, do you have any idea how to get onto Twitch and what it is?
Not a clue. I have heard of Twitch because I know there's a couple of radio stations that simulcast or do shows on Twitch, something like that. But I'm hoping maybe some of that money trickles down to PA announcers. No,
probably.
No, that's not going
right
to happen.
now.
But that's all right. That's not why I'm doing it.
So here's the good news. Just like YouTube, it's free. I don't think you have to sign in. I've had an account for years. I have Twitch Prime through Amazon, which is helpful, with keeping track of your subscriptions and getting free loot if you're into that kind of thing. But there's no, you go to twitch.tv/NWHL. That's it. And that's where you watch the games. There's no hassle. There's no signing up. If you do sign up, you're not going to get bombarded by emails. You get reminders. If you add a channel to watch, it's going to remind you that it's live. And it's also very easy to use. You go to a window, you see your channels, you subscribe to it on the side, or you go to the link and you press play. It's an HD. Now, one of the things that I'm actually looking forward to is it's also a YouTube chat feature, but there's a chat feature. You can ignore that and just go full screen. But on this Twitch thing, I'm going to be interested to see how it goes, because this is going to be, like I said, potentially grabbing a new audience that wasn't there before and spreading the word out and getting a wider view. So it's going to be fun to see that grow. And, I'm sure there's going to be some douchebags on there. It's a chat room, but I'm really looking forward to it. And the NWO is NWO. It's not the wrestling podcast. The NWHL, the commissioner, Danny Ryland, she said they're not going anywhere. We're going to get bigger every year. We're going to keep at this. So with the women's hockey strike for more pay and women just playing the game in general and expanding that game, it looks like it's going to expand everything and get bigger and get more eyes to the product to help that, because I absolutely agree, without reservation and apologies, Kelly, that women deserve to get paid if they're going to play that game. If you're a professional athlete, you get paid, period. End of story, end of discussion. There's no debate on that. But I will say this will help the cause. The extra sponsorship, the Twitch deal, that will help the cause, Kel.
Absolutely.
Did anybody see the new alumni rosters for the new NHL game? Kelly, I know we talked about it, but Paul, did you hear about this feature yet?
Just from a tweet I saw you put up a little while ago.
Okay, well.
Hey, I got some more NWHL news before we move on to other stuff.
Go ahead. I left the window open and the window closed, and then, of course, as soon as I closed the window, you knocked on it.
My hand up.
Every week that I do a segue, you ruin one. So
I know. It's my fault.
No, please. I want more WHL stuff.
Yeah, the Pride actually announced that they have hired a new general manager. So that's big news. Carolyn Pilch is her name. She's coming over from Boston University, where she was the director of hockey operations. So she's coming aboard. She's got her MBA, marketing, operations, technology management background. So she's the fourth new GM appointed by the league. So
hey, is the Metro staying in the same building this year? What's the team that kept moving?
What's that? Oh, no. The poor Connecticut Whale.
The Connecticut Whale. Are they staying in the building this year? Or are they moving again?
No, actually, 3 of the teams are moving for the upcoming season.
Oh, wow. Bigger?
The Connecticut Whale is moving to Danbury. They're going to play at the Danbury Ice Arena.
Oh, that's right. That's actually a better facility, yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's better. It's bigger. The old Danbury Thrashers have played there, and also the Danbury Hat Tricks of the Federal League are going to play there this year. So it's going to be a busy place. I'll be making a trip over there for actually, they're both playing on December the 28th, so I'm hoping to make it over there for that day. Make it a day of hockey in Danbury, of all places.
I mean, there's worse places.
Excuse me, sorry.
There's worse places. Danbury's all right.
You ever been to Danbury? There are not many worse places. No, I'm kidding.
Could go to be.
All you folks in Danbury, it's not a bad place. I've been through there many, many times.
Could be.
Also, let's see. Buffalo is actually moving since the Pagulas divested themselves of the of ownership. They're actually moved up to a place in Amherst, which is a suburb of Buffalo. So they're not playing in the nice Harborside place right next to the what's the arena called in Buffalo? HSBC? No, that's the old name of it.
No, is it Niagara? First Niagara? I don't know.
I should know. I went wherever they are, they're not there anymore. And also New Jersey is moved too. And I can't think of where.
You know what? That I didn't hear anything about. Do you know where it's KeyBank Center in Buffalo, by the way.
Right, and they had the practice rink right next door. That's where the Buttes were playing.
Yeah.
And so they've moved to Amherst. I don't know the name of the rink, but it's one of those smaller community rinks. So that will definitely be a downgrade for them, I believe. They're not called the New Jersey Riveters. I'm sorry. I'm trying to look up where the Metro Riveters.
Metropolitan Riveters.
Metro, still my favorite logo in the league, bar none.
Are they? They're not moving to Prudential Center, are they?
No, they were playing in the Devils have their practice rink that was attached. That's where they were playing.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
but they're not going to be there anymore because the Devils have dissolved their partnership with the Riveters.
When did that? It happened in May.
So they're not connected anymore. Just like Buffalo. That's why that was the reason for both of the moves. And
they're going to be playing at Pro Skate Ice Arena in Monmouth Junction.
So a little bit farther out of the city, I guess.
A little bit, but at least it's not Newark. I said it. I'll say it. I'm from Jersey. I'll say it. I'm not, and I won't apologize like Paul did for Danbury. I don't care.
I found a great wing place in Danbury. Looking forward to going back there.
If there's ever anybody who ever wants good wings, just ask Paul in any city where the best one would.
One of the pluses of working for Stadium Journey is, man, you name a city and I can tell you a good place to go get a beer or wings or something to eat. Any city, anywhere on the East Coast, I've got covered, I think. The downside is now, I need to run more.
Well, who doesn't? That's another podcast for another time. No, I keep doing the wrestling thing, and that's not till tomorrow night. NHL 20 is out on Xbox One and PS4, and this year, last year they implemented the NHL alumni, but they had like NHL alumni on mixed rosters on like north, south, east, west.
Oh wait, I think I did see this. Go ahead.
Okay. No, that's good. No, I want interaction. I want Kelly to yell at me too. Don't worry, Kelly. We're going to be talking about the Washington Capitals alumni, and I'm sure you'll be happy. She's heard that roster, but we want live reactions. But for those who might be new to the show, Flyers fan. I'm a Flyers fan. Paul is a Bruins fan. Kelly is more a Bears fan, but she's also a Cap. Wow, they should have done we should have just had a bunch of Hershey Bears and cheat their way onto look at that ring. Good for you. But anyway, the rosters were announced. I played a game, and I played as the Flyers, and I scored a goal as Jeremy Roenick with assists from Rod Brindamore and Dave the Hammer Schultz.
How's JR on the all-time Philly roster? He only played like a year there, didn't he?
Played a couple years there. It wasn't just a year.
Yeah, but I think you would find more notable Flyers alum than
That's what
Jeremy
we're
Roenick.
going to talk about. We're going to quickly go through the rosters of our
I'm arguing with it already.
teams, and you're going to shut your mouth until I go over the roster. He played there 3 years, man.
Okay.
He was one of the better forwards. I don't know what to tell you. Well, that's the thing. He's on two. He's on the Blackhawks alumni and he's on the Flyers alumni. So it's not just the one. It's not just the one team. So Flyers. Brady Perrant, Ron Hextall, and Marty Baron.
Marty Baron.
Yeah. I don't know.
What's
Chris
that name? Lindbergh.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if it's also, you have to remember it's also a rights and likeness thing because they got rights and likenesses. I mean, Bobby Clark looks like Bobby Clark.
So that cuts out some of the old guys, yeah.
Yeah. So you got Chris Pronger, Jeremy Roenick, Bobby Clark, Daryl Sittler, Mark Howe, Rod Brindamore, Reggie Leash, Billy Barber, Keith Primo, and I'm trying to get to the defense. Yes, of course. Bob Kelly, Gary Dornhofer, Data Zubris, Sean Podine, Paul Holmgren, Oris Kinderchuk, Dave Schultz, Michael Hanzus, R.J. Umberger. Oh, that's funny. Rob DeMaio, Mike Knuble, Ruslan Fedotenko, Luke Richardson, Greg Murphy, Doug Grossman, and Kevin Haller. That's just some of the greatest hits of the Flyers roster. Do you want to take a look at the Boston Bruins?
I don't know if I want to now.
Why not?
Let's do it.
Okay. Ray Bork, Brad Park, Ritelli, Cam Neely, Adam Oates. I don't know how to pronounce this name. John Bukic? B-U-C-Y Busick? Rick Middleton. Ken Hotch Sr., Deed Prentice, Terry O'Reilly, Ken Linsman, who could also be a Flyers one.
Or an Oiler.
Marcotte, Fergus, Dallas Smith,
Fergus.
Yeah, Fergus. Stefan Quintal.
What?
What's wrong with that?
He's terrible. You can't tell me he's one of the 6 best defensemen in Bruins history. Okay.
He's rated at 81 by this game.
No, but he has a very nice
60.
picture.
He has a very nice picture.
He's not a bad-looking guy. Yeah, he's not a bad-looking guy at all.
Wayne Carlton, Axelson, Mike Knuble. I don't remember him.
PJ Axelson.
Yeah.
He was good. I love PJ as a player, but yeah, okay.
Kelly, do you have a better roster legend than I do a video I'm trying to skip through because I couldn't find?
No, I was making a joke that they had a picture of what's his face.
Andrew Alberts, Baumgartner.
Wait a minute, Andrew Alberts.
Yeah,
he played 3 games.
Listen again, rights and likenesses.
Yeah. Holy
You gotta stick on the roster. Don't worry, it gets worse once we get to the Capitals, which is why I'm doing it in this order.
Okay.
Steve Hines, and I was trying to get to your goaltenders. Hold on, because the list.
Thomas and.
Well, who else? Tell me they're not going to show me the goalies. They're not.
Oh.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
There
are some head scratchers in there for sure. They started off really strong, Dan. The first dozen names or so, I was like, yep.
Well, your boy's on there.
What?
Your boy's on there.
Yeah, I told you the first dozen names are rock solid.
You know who's not on there? Bobby Orr.
Wait, what?
Bobby Orr is not on there.
Overrated.
Yeah, I was overrated.
Yeah, he took a dive. He's a dive.
Oh boy.
Did he ever play for anyone else?
Yeah, Blackhawks.
Did he
Okay.
play Blackhawks? I don't know.
Oh, there's a little news tidbit. Russ Conway, legendary sports writer from way back to the 60s, wrote this outstanding book. He was the guy who actually exposed Alan Eagleson and all the fraud that he committed.
Oh wow.
And he wrote a book that my buddy had, and he let me borrow it. He read it. One of the best hockey books I've ever written. The name escapes me, but he wrote he signed the book for my buddy, and the signature, he wrote a little paragraph. You could tell this man was old school, awesome prose writer. Just the autograph was just amazing. But this book, it brought down Alan Eagleson and all the stuff that he used to do.
Yeah.
All the fraud and everything. I don't know if you all are aware of everything.
Yeah.
He was double dipping as it was called Game Misconduct. Alan Eagleson and the Corruption of Hockey. If you need a hockey book to read, get that one. But Russ Conway was the writer. But Eagleson was Orr's agent, and he was actually stealing from Orr the whole time. And when Bobby Orr became a free agent near the end of his career, the Bruins actually gave him a contract offer that included, it would have made him the highest paid player in the league, even though at this time he could barely skate. And it was going to make him part owner of the Bruins. This was the contract that the Bruins wanted to give him. He never showed it to Orr. And he was good friends with Wirtz, the owner of Chicago.
Oh, of course he was.
He basically picked up Bobby Orr and delivered him to Bill Wirtz. And Orr spent the last 2.5 seasons of his career as a Blackhawk.
Wow. What a
So
guy.
this was the kind of guy that Alan Eagleson was. But anyway, Russ Conway wrote this fantastic book, Game Misconduct. Highly recommend it. But he passed away with it. We've last done a show. So that triggered that memory. I'm sorry.
I don't have words for that. All right, Harry.
If you read the book, then
hold on. No, we're taking a video pause there. So don't say anything unless you want it on the show because I paused the audio. Keep talking. I want to bring these fucking rosters up instead of guessing. And the best way to do it is just turn the fucking game on.
There you go.
Good. This will take 5 fucking seconds.
1.
Look at my crotch.
2.
Shut up,
3,
Kelly. Shut up.
4.
The pressure.
5.
1 alligator, 2 alligator.
All right, 2 minutes. So, God damn it, I hit mute like controller's making a liar out of me. Yeah. This is not for bloopers, Harry. And I'll just say when we're recording again. Anyway, I hit mute. Just because the guy who made this guy made this video about the rosters, and then he just fucking blasts through them on this video. I'm like, who's reading that? He's like, I saw that fucker. Mm-hmm. That is a blooper, I guess. Harry is the executive producer. I just work here.
You and Harry have interesting back and forths online.
See, he is joking, and I know.
Yeah, obviously. I don't even know Harry, and I know he's joking.
Yeah, that's why I told everybody Harry is the greatest worker that's not a wrestler. And everybody well, I'm going to say something. I'm like, well, you're fucking stupid. Have fun with that. You moron. All right. That was less than 2. I'm actually surprised. That was less than 2 minutes. I'm here. That's
But more than 5 seconds.
Oh, Kelly.
You're bad at time.
I don't need your help right now. How do you change teams? Hey, shut up. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Okay. All right, Harry, you can pick it up from here, my friend. No, that I didn't know any of that, Paul.
So to answer your question, yes, Bobby Orr played for another team.
Yes, blew me away. I didn't know any of
that answer made me sad. Jeez.
Yeah. It's an incredibly sad story. The millions of dollars he stole from the players back in the day. Not just not like what was the Russian series back then? Was a total scam he set up, and he profited millions off of. The players hardly made anything.
Jesus.
Yeah, the list goes on and on. It was amazing.
Right, and didn't he refused to award when the Russians won the one year? He wouldn't give them it wasn't the Canada Cup, but he wouldn't give them the award, and
yeah,
some of course the Canadians got together, had one made, and shipped it over to Moscow for the players.
Yeah, it's one of those books you read it the whole time and your jaw is dropped the whole time you're reading it. Like, how did this go on? Yeah.
Well, because rich white folks. Come on. All right, so your goalies, Paul, I have an answer finally. I took the video I mentioned sucked, so I just put the game on, and you'll never know because of edit magic. Cheevers, Lemelin.
Okay, Reggie Lemelin, yep.
And Moog.
Okay.
That's not bad.
No, that's solid. That's very solid.
I'll take those.
Moog and Lemelin backstopped us to 2 Stanley Cup finals, late 80s, early 90s.
And there is the answer to that. Like, what other answer do you need at that point? Right? Seriously.
Just like our goalies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, just like the Capitals goalies. Let's get to that. By the way, the third goalie for the Flyers is... Oh, Biron. We already knew that. Sorry, we had that answer. On to the Capitals. Everybody ready to laugh? I heard Kelly sigh. Okay, line one. Randy, is it Burridge, Adam Oates, and Mike Gartner? Chris Clark, Dennis Merrick, Danny Zubris, Greg Laughlin, Michael Pavanka, and Mike Knuble, Brian Bellows, Bobby Carpenter, Bob Kelly. The same Bob Kelly as in the Flyers, which I always
Mike Knuble is on 3 teams.
He's on every team.
Pretty much. Your defense is Rod Langway, Larry Murphy, Sergei Gonchar, Ally Afraidy, Brian Engblom, and Dmitry Mironov.
Okay.
We're going to take this all in at once. Your goalies, Kelly, we knew about Lowe and how do you pronounce Lewitt?
Mike Liut.
Mike Liut.
Love Mike Liut. He was awesome in St. Louis.
Your third is Ranford.
When you think Caps, all of them come to mind.
There's no Padra. There's no Stevens. There's no Kolzig. I'm sorry, that makes me laugh. I'm laughing at the Caps on that one.
So that explains all the online stuff I've seen. Name your 20-man all-time roster. This explains it. These rosters explain it.
Yeah, and the Capitals didn't get listed. And we know why. Does anybody want to take a stab at the Oilers ones?
Well, see, a lot of those guys they're big enough stars that they actually have contracts. So I'm guessing they're pretty stacked.
Tikkanen, Gretzky, Curie, Glenn Anderson, Messier, Craig Simpson, Lumley, Krushelinski. That's sure. George Laraque made the game.
Hey, all right.
I love that guy. I'm very happy about that. Kevin McClendon, Marchant, and Corson. Shane Corson, forgive me. And Paul Coffey, Lowe, Yanni Nienema, Chris Pronger. So basically the 1998 Flyers defense. Chris Pronger, Marty McSorley, and Charlie Hoodie. Oh, who are their goalies?
Mike Knuble.
Moog. No. I know Moog's going to be on there.
Well, it's Fuhr, Ranford, Moog, and Rollison. And Curtis Joseph.
They got 5.
We just had spares. There you go.
These guys are already on the game, so yeah.
There's any other team you're curious to look into their alumni?
Montreal.
Okay.
No, Montreal should have this amazing team with legends and ghosts and stuff.
$20, Mike Knuble.
Saku Koivu. Guaranteed.
Well, you're wrong.
Oh,
Koivu's not on there.
that's why I don't bet.
Brian Jeffrey. I can never pronounce it. I know how to pronounce it. I just can't do it. Jean Beliveau, Guy Lafleur. Again, I know the name and I know the pronounce it and I can't do it. Cornauer.
Cornway.
Thank you. I know I'm wrong. Howie Morenz, Henry Richard.
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
He's won more Stanley Cups than any other player in the history of the NHL.
Who? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Jesus.
No, not Maurice. Not Maurice.
Henri.
Henri.
It was the little rocket, right? Or
the pocket rocket.
Pocket rocket. Maurice is not on here.
Because he's dead. He couldn't get the licensing.
They got other dead guys on here. Frank Makovlik. I'm from Philly. Kill me.
Sorry, man.
Dennis Savard. The other name that you just pronounced, Pete.
Oh, you got both Mahavliches?
Yeah. Guy Carbonneau, Steve Schutt, Jean Huel. Did I do that right?
Ray Jean Huel.
Larry Robinson, Chris Chelios. Why are you yaying for?
I was just happy there was an easy name for you.
Yeah. Hey, how'd that English guy get on the team?
It's a radiator. Rob Langley, Terry Harper, Sylvain Lefebvre. I can't do that one. Is that right? Was I even close?
Pretty close.
Oh wow.
Lefebvre.
Oh, see, I like the V throws me off. I'm like, I don't know what that is. Water. Listen, I pronounce water from where I'm from, so give me a break. And Sergei Savard and their goalies. Do we want to
my 4 years of French? That's all.
Hold on, I want you guys to guess who their goalies are. It ain't that hard.
Patrick Roy must not be there.
Wrong, he's there.
Oh, okay.
See, once they get the rights, they can stick him on any team.
Dryden.
No.
What?
Yeah, he's not in it. I guess it's a rights thing.
Yeah.
Rogie Vachon, Heron, and Jacques Plante.
Okay, I mean those are good goalies.
Now, Kelly, you'll be happy to know that the North Stars got their own separate alumni, and so did the Wild. But I don't know why.
The Wild. They've been around, 10 years? No.
Is it 15, 20?
I can't argue with a whole lot on that Canadiens team. There's a couple of goofy names in there, but overall, pretty good.
Last chance. Anybody else you want to read down real quick?
Las Vegas.
No, they're not on there. Toronto?
The best of their 2 years is not on there?
No. It's Ryan Reeves and like 6 other people. Let's look at Toronto.
Okay.
I'm not looking at the Rangers, so screw you. Sid Smith, Matt Sundin, Charlie Conacher, Ron Ellis, Daryl Sittler. That name that I can't pronounce that had the brothers. Frank. Thank you. Wendell Clark, Doug Gilmore, Mike Gartner. My God, Capitals don't even have originals. Dick Duff. I'm playing as the Toronto Maple Leafs. I just want to play as Dick Duff.
I want to be Dick Duff.
I want to be Dick Duff. Gary Roberts and Dave Andrich. I want to be Dick Duff, dude. Dick Duff. Ally Frady. Tim Horton. Yes! Tim. Larry Murphy. Salming, not doing his first name. Brian McCabe. Dave Ella. Do you know how many DMs I'm going to get from these guys that listen to us that are going to just yell at me for this name stuff? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
DMs are open. I'm so sorry ahead of time. I'm not doing it on purpose. Their goalies is what is fascinating for me because one name I didn't expect. They got Curtis Joseph, they got Healy, they got Broda, and then they got Curtis Joseph, and they got Johnny Bauer.
Nice.
I liked the Johnny Bauer. Plus his picture, I'm pretty sure nobody can read that. This picture. And that's it for the alumni. I'm real excited. I was real excited about it. The first thing I did was plug in the Flyers, and we got our asses kicked by the Quebec Nordiques 5.
So can you make yourself like a 99 rating and put yourself in the game?
You can. I don't do that. I start from the beginning. Then Kelly just gets mad at me when I yell.
Why you can't use skate?
Why are you so... I swear I shot that right. Yes, Dan, it's all the game. It's never you. Hear it all the time. So we had some rookie games being played, and Kelly and I were fast to watch hockey. The Boston had a rookie game, but you couldn't watch that.
No, or maybe you could. I just didn't know where to find it. But yeah.
However, the Capitals did broadcast theirs on the NHL.com, and the Oilers, Kelly, we would agree that the Oilers broadcast was probably the best.
Yeah, the Oilers and Flames. I'm not sure who was the home team there, but they broadcast it. It was on YouTube for free. They played at Red Deer.
Well, not only was it for free, but we're pretty sure it was on TV because it had the full broadcast.
Oh yeah, every sport ever is on TV in Canada. Everything. I always laugh at a good friend of mine who's a schedule collector. He comes to all the different shows, and he lives in Toronto. And he's been coming down to the U.S. for shows for almost 20 years, or actually longer than 20 years, and he still does not understand that he can't watch whatever sport he wants when he's in the States. Like he comes down in October. We do a show in Winchester, Virginia. The height of, or the beginning of NHL hockey, and he's like, well, yeah, put the Leafs on. And it's like, dude, they are not on. We have 2 games. We have 2 choices. We can't see the Caps because the hotel doesn't get that channel. And, whatever the national game is that night. And it's usually not the Leafs. And every year he's just very confused because in Canada, everything is on one of the 19 sports channels.
We switched to View, and they teased me. And this is not part of my actual complaint because I know the blackout rules, and me being in Washington D.C., I can't just freely watch Philly sports on cable. But we got PlayStation View, and for some reason they have all the Comcast Sportsnet listed: Chicago, Northwest, California, Philly, Washington, the local stuff. All of that is all there. Now, when the sports, I was like, all right, Phillies and Mets is on. I'm going to test to see if it works. And of course it didn't. But, and this, to keep it in the NHL, I won't use baseball as an example, but to keep it in the NHL, when I first moved down here, Kelly, you were there. I bought the NHL not center ice, whatever it is, the online version package for the Flyers. And would you say 85, 90% of the games, even though we paid $100 to watch Flyers home and away games, were blacked out, whether they were on TV or not?
Mm-hmm.
So I completely understand where your friend is coming from and why it's so frustrating that even when you put money into it, the blackout thing still kills it. To the point where I after 2 years, I'm like, no, I'm not doing it anymore. They're not getting my money. If they're going to it's no BS. So 82 games, good 35, 40 of them were blacked out that I paid for. Why did I pay for them? Doesn't make any sense. It's absolutely a scam. It's a scam for money. And, here's the NWHL, obviously not reaching the same eyes, but they're like, here's our product for free. Have fun. See you later. Man, imagine if the NHL only started in 2006, not 1906. Or 5 or 4, whatever the hell it was. On top of the rookie games, the NAHL was also happening, Kelly.
Yeah, I always forget that the juniors start really, really early in, comparison to the NHL. And I believe last weekend was the first weekend of regular season games for the NAHL. I knew of that because the Maryland Black Bears are really active on social media, and they were tweeting out game updates and pictures of fans having a good time, and I was mad at myself for not remembering that there was a hockey game within relatively easy driving distance, and I missed it.
I was going to say they're about an hour.
Yeah, they're up at Piney Orchard, which used to be the Caps practice facility before they moved to Arlington, Virginia. But yeah, I just forgot that they get started that early. I would have loved to have seen a game, pick up some schedules, but of course the Skedder was there and they picked up schedules.
Well, you can go this weekend. I see they have a game this weekend. Get up there.
Yeah.
Um, I also am very excited because coming up soon is the renewal for the AHL TV, and they didn't raise or lower prices. They kept it the same, full access to the season, another $20 or $30 when the playoff starts. $110, Kelly, we would say a year later, worth every stinking penny. It was great. I cannot wait when the season gets full tilt. We're watching 2 NHL games and 2 AHL games at the same time. I love it. I cannot wait. And again, if you're tired of the NHL, and I understand where you would. I really don't have any arguments against, well, it's not the same game. Really tired of watching this. I understand where you're coming from. I do not negate or disqualify that opinion. If you haven't watched the AHL, give them a shot. I know a lot of the rules are the same, but I still, with the access, no blackout, it's a little bit easier to stomach putting that much money down and having zero restrictions watching any game at any time, at any place with the AHL. West Coast, East Coast, you can watch it all for that flat fee. And that right there is a draw. Can't go wrong like that. If I was paying the center ice, like for the NHL, it was, what is it, $150, $200? If it was $150, $200, and there were no blackout restrictions, I would still buy it. I would not complain. Any hockey game, anytime, zero blackouts. Sign me up. But they do it. And I understand why they do it. It's still stupid. Do we have anything else on tap for this week before we get out of here, Paul?
Yes. The Bruins just had their annual golf tournament with all the players that they have right before training camp opens.
Kidding.
The big news is Patrice Bergeron said he may not be ready.
Really?
His groin is still giving him trouble.
We were just watching something the other day, and I saw that it was like 2008. I'm like, he's been playing that long?
Yeah, he's in his mid-30s.
I don't know why.
And he came into the league as an 18-year-old. So, yeah, he's been around a while.
So what was the deal? I didn't mean to cut you off. It was like groin issues?
Yeah, he injured his groin in the playoffs last year and wasn't 100%. I mean, probably anybody in the finals is not 100%. But he says it was still giving him some issues. Says he hopes to be back by opening day, but he can't guarantee it.
Jeez.
So that's big news. But I guess the bigger news that it's not gonna really be seen on the ice, but off the ice is Jeremy Jacobs, who is the owner of the Bruins and the executive director of the Board of Governors, is retiring, and he gave the team to his 6 kids who are going to take over operations. So this is going to be a shakeup because the board of directors are essentially Gary Bettman's boss. So now that Jacobs is stepping down, who's going to be the chairman of the board and who's going to be running the league?
I'm sure it will work out quietly with no arguments, and it will all be resolved quickly.
Yeah, the betting money is on the Minnesota Wild owner, Craig Leopold, to be the next chairman of the board.
Well, that's just really great news. That's disconcerting. Great. Awesome. You know what apparently is also disconcerting? The Flyers logo at center ice. I'm just kidding because I don't care. It's stupid that you're mad about that. Moving on. Anyway, I think we've done all the damage we need to do this week. Paul, you're looking at me confused. Okay,
what is the issue with the Flyers logo, please?
Forever, Flyers logo at center ice has been painted as 2 logos facing each direction.
Right. Makes sense. It's not a circular logo. It wouldn't make sense to put it dead center.
Well, they did. They put it at center ice. The flying P, fills up the circle center ice with the face off the middle red line going through it. Okay. And apparently, it's a problem.
Social media, man. People complain about anything.
My favorite, yeah. Well, that's why you don't tweet anymore, Paul. And that's the only time I'm going to mention that because that was funny. My favorite is people who evoke the name Ed Snyder and Ed Snyder's turned it in his grave. No, he's dead. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about Kate Smith because he has passed away. He doesn't care about the line going through the logo because he's passed away. I've never seen somebody care about something that doesn't matter in my life. Now, I will say this, as OCD as I am so happy they fixed the text of Wells Fargo Center on either side of the circle. It's not halfway this way and halfway. It's on either side, Wells Fargo Center, Wells Fargo Center. Thank you. That has been bothering me. But that wasn't a problem. Everybody was fine with the stupid letters being uneven, and the logo is the big deal. Now they're both even. Thank you. God, that made me happy. My God.
I'm sorry I asked.
Oh, my God.
Oh, you have no idea, Paul.
Oh, yeah,
Wait
Kelly,
till the
I
games
feel bad
begin.
for you.
You tried. I tried to move on. You were like, what? No, I want to hear more about this. Well, here you go.
Dan, you know I love to push your buttons.
I know. That's funny. You and Harry are my favorite people. Kelly doesn't count. She is my wife.
Different
Not
level.
a person.
Different level.
Well, that's not what I meant, Kel. Thank you. After this week, you didn't have to say that. With that being said, Kelly, where can the people follow you online?
Folks can follow me at Sked Central.
And Paul Baker, where can people follow you online?
I can be found at PuckmanRI.
You can follow me on Twitter at DanLo83. The Obey the Puck podcast is at Obey Puck Show on Twitter and Facebook. It is Obey the Puck. For some reason, I couldn't use Obey the Puck on Twitter, so Obey Puck Show on Twitter. We are currently home to the VOC Nation Radio Network on iTunes and Google. Type in VOC Nation Radio, and you will get all the podcasts VOC Nation Radio Network has to offer, including Stadium Journey, Obey the Puck, and the HIAC Wrestling Podcast with me and Cray. Also, if you just want to see the links to all our new shows, Obey the Puck, or HIAC Talk Radio, or Stadium Journey, go to Twitter or any social media platform and type in HIAC Talk Radio for the network that has been independent since 2012. For Paul Baker, for Kelly Levy, I am the above average comedian, Dan Calachico. Again, my DMs are open for all the mispronunciations. I will gladly learn a thing or two. We will see you in 2 weeks. Have a good night, everybody.